BMI.
We are the children of the Most High. We shall we overcome. Freedom is all we asking for. We are more than conquerors. God is watching over us. Our freedom's here to stay.
I was to be killed also, and I just managed to escape. And a few of the officers escaped, but very many were killed.
That's how we'll be going. And no matter what the people do, we'll be going on.
God bless Biafra across the shores of Africa. The sun is rising, only Biafra can save Africa from tyranny and injustice like Azagbene aftermath. Over 3.5 million children were being massacred in cold blood in the zoo. All wicked animals with monkeys and baboons, vultures and hyenas, different in everything like culture and ideas. We must keep the legacies left behind by our pioneers. The cloud is God, the rain is gone, behind every downfall. One family, we are children of the rising sun, fighting for survival in the land of our ancestors. Africa must be free from the hands of our oppressors. The struggle is the glory, we are telling our story, getting shot by the police of Alumni hegemony. The Afra is a spirit, she has put the world on notice. The United Nature mostly and this we never notice. We must fight to the finish till our enemies diminish. Go back to your roots as it was in the beginning, and we stand by the truth and let it share from the beginning.
We are the children of the Most High. We shall we overcome. Freedom is all we asking for. We are more than conquerors. God is watching over us. Our freedom's here to stay. No matter what the enemies, we shall overcome. No matter what the people say, that's how we'll be going. No matter what the people do, we'll be going on. We'll be going on.
To Biafra, the black juice of Africa, scattered all across the globe and germinating like seeds. We don't die, we multiply. The wise men came from the east, the trigger of Africa. Kingdom rise and kingdom fall, the day of reckoning they come. The move will stop at nothing till Biafra is fully restored. No one has a monopoly to keep people unlawfully, causing pain and agony, hardship and suffering, living a life of misery. The hope of every black race, we should go back to history. The struggle had only begun to restore the kingdom of God. For generations yet unborn, hopefully freedom will come. I'd rather die on my feet than to live on my knees. We are going back home to the land of the free. I heard the voice of freedom calling, voices in my head talking, and the future right before me. That's who is very ugly.
No matter what the people say, that's how we'll be going home.
Going home.
And no matter what the people do, we'll be going home.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to this wonderful program this evening. My name is Patrick DK, and I want to say welcome to this night edition. I'll be taking calls. I'll be entertaining calls this evening. I don't want to talk much, but there is a clip I would want us to listen to, and it's very, very important. It shows that the world is beginning to wake up. People are beginning to see the light. I'm going to play you is an audio clip, but we are all going to enjoy it. And I want you to share this program. I want you to please invite your friends. For those who are still awake, it's already past midnight, heading to 1 a.m. here. Yesterday, I was supposed to now Yeah, yesterday, that was day before yesterday on the 27th, I was supposed to host a program with a brother who escaped Fulani herdsmen between Enugu and Anambra. He was kidnapped and he promised to come to this program. So we are expecting him anytime he's ready to join us to, tell us his story, how he survived and how much he paid to be able to free himself from the dungeon. And in his story to me, he said that all the Eastern governors knows about the Fulani herdsmen operation in the Eastern region. The governor of Enugu knows, the governor of Anambra knows, all the Eastern governor knows about the kidnapping of Fulani herdsmen, and they have just been pretending as if they did not know. All the politicians knows about it, but they've been pretending. They put the life of our people on the line for so long, for a very, very long time. And I hope that when the brother comes around, he will be able to tell the story, because the problem is that we, the Igbos, do not start running from the rain when it's still early. We wait until the rain have, destroyed us before we accept that it's even raining. So it is important that he comes to our program to also narrate his story for those who believe that it will never get to them, because he never believed that it will never get to him. He didn't believe that he will ever be kidnapped in his father's land. And today he's been kidnapped. When I knew him many years ago, he loved Nigeria so much, but today his narrative have changed because the reality is on the ground. But that is not why we are here. Why I'm here is to play a clip. It's an audio clip where Mbaka, a few hours ago, have called for the man in Aso Rock to resign. Very, very important. So this clip is important that we all be part of it. A few hours ago, Mbaka have called for the man in Aso Rock to resign. And if he refuses to resign, that he should be impeached. So it's important that we take this clip. If you are joining us, please share this program, invite your friend, tag your friends. It's going to be an audio clip and we're all going to sit down. I'm not going to take much of your time, but I'm going to also give people opportunity to call in, make their contribution, because what we are about to hear is something amazing. Believe you me, it's something amazing, because the same Mbaka also told us that God told him that that the man in Aso Rock is the man that he has put there as the savior. And today he has come to defend himself with Bible quotations that, God have sent him, but that doesn't mean that he has to be the one to, govern on the behalf of the man in Aso Rock. Even though the man in Aso Rock, Buhari, we know is dead, that is a replacement. I think that at some point, Mbaka too will come out, because with the way things are going now, they are no longer giving him tithe and offering. They are no longer coming to his church. Even when he called them, they no longer pick his call. So this is a personal battle a running battle between Mbaka and the politicians. And it's important that we bring it to light so that our people will be looking at, how religion has been used as an instrument to cage a lot of our people who are still today, hoping and believing that God is the man who is deciding their destiny in Nigeria. The politicians have used religion. At some point in this program, we told you that the politicians and the pastors and reverends, they are all working together. They use the platform. They give them the altar to campaign. And when they campaign, at the end of the day, when they win election, they return back to pay. And today we've seen Mbaka a few days ago saying that Hope Uzodinma played him 419. That just typical fraudster that Hope Uzodinma is. When they chop you, they off their phone. Even when you call them, they will never respond. So that is what happened in the case of Mbaka and Hope Uzodinma. that in fact the whole of Mbaka is now at war with the entire APC structure because they use his platform. He feel they used him. They used and dumped him, and today he's firing back. So it is important that we bring this analysis to you so that our people will understand that we should outgrow this point. Today, the adoration ministry is even, you still have a lot of people shouting hallelujah in adoration ministry, believing that God is there with them. These are the things we need to let our people understand, that you can worship God in your houses. Even worshiping God is in the spirit. You can worship him in truth and the spirit. You don't have to go under any roof or under any pastor. You can worship God even in your house in sincerity. So you don't have to allow the so-called Reverend Father, men of God, to use you and dump you. Today, Mbaka have also been used and dumped by Buhari when he was alive, because the man in Asoro is not Buhari as we speak, but Mbaka, I believe, at some point will come out to tell us the truth.
Nigerians, why are you crying?
Please, let's take it easy. I'm going to play the clip, and we are all going to enjoy it. If you have coffee, if you have tea, if you have a glass of water, keep it by your side, because we are going to talk about it, and I'm also going to open the line for those who want to call in, so that we interact. This is an interactive forum. Share this program in every platform. Make sure it go around. We are going to play this audio. It's a very, very interesting one, because most of the things Mbaka said here are realities. I believe that he has beginning to, every disappointment is a blessing. He has been disappointed by these politicians, and he's now beginning to see the fault, because if they were coming to him, giving him his own share of the national cake, he can never speak against them. But today, they have disappointed him, and that disappointment by the politician has become a blessing, giving him the courage, in fact, the frustration to speak up. And I believe that by the time we finish with today's this night interaction, a lot of our people who are still in the dark will start seeing clearly. So let's listen. And I hope if the audio is not clear, please indicate on the comment section. But I believe the audio should be clear, because I have a louder speaker, and I want you to take your time, hold your glass of water, a glass of wine. No, it's already late for those who are within my time zone. But if you are in other time zone, you can hold your glass of wine. Let's enjoy the preaching by Father Camillus Mbaka. Let's go, guys.
We are crying because our leaders have felt like God will ask Nigerians. Nigerians, why are you crying? We are crying because our leaders have failed us woefully. Let me tell you, if it is in a civilized country, by now, President Buhari will resign. Put me anywhere and let the whole world hear it. By now, with what is happening, President Muhammad Buhari should honorably resign. We are crying because we don't have a shepherd. All those that will fight what I'm saying now will eventually suffer the wrath. If you can't do it, either you resign or you'll be changed. A good coach cannot watch his team defeated when he has players sitting down watching at the bench. Either Buhari resign by himself or he will be impeached. This statement is too mysterious and supernatural. I know that many people begin to fight it. Mbaka, did you not pray for Buhari? Did someone not anoint Saul? What are you talking about? Am I the great?
Now you can see that he knows that he contributed to the problem. He contributed to, convincing his followers possibly to vote for Buhari while he was alive. And he's using the biblical quotation to talk about how Samuel anointed Saul. And, at the end of the day, we all know what happened in that biblical story. And I think, the story is long because it's almost about almost 50 minutes, almost an hour clip, but we are going to take part of it, and I'm going to open the line for people to call in. Let's continue from where he stopped.
God created him. Nigerians trusted him because he did well sometimes. But now, how can people be dying? The chief security officer, custodian of lives of the country, will be sitting down, not making any comments.
Buhari cannot make any comment because Buhari is dead. That is one thing Mbaka haven't come out to tell us. Mbaka is complaining that people are dying and Buhari is not making comment. We all know the Buhari, when he was alive, Buhari was a very, 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 very outspoken person. Buhari was never shy in the media. Buhari was never shy, in confronting the media. In fact, Buhari was a very, very vocal person while he was alive. And today, Buhari can no longer speak. The Buhari we know that used to speak out, that stood very strong to condemn everything that Goodluck Jonathan, did and achieved. So I'm going to see if I'm able to find some Buhari's clip, because it's very, very important that our people start understanding that we have gone past all these stories. But Buhari that we know was an outspoken man. He was never afraid to confront the press. He was never afraid to speak out. He was never afraid to hold press conferences. And Buhari cannot be alive, and people are dying, and he's not speaking out. So Father Mbaka, I think you need to come out with the reality and tell us the truth, that it's either you are not aware, but I think that you cannot deny you are not aware. Let's take a clip of Buhari when he was alive and see the boldness of Muhammad Buhari while he was alive. The boldness, in fact, he was a man who spoke out while he was alive.
This country is insecure. This country is getting bankrupt, and it's mainly because of corruption and incompetence. What the APC is out is to make sure that we stabilize this system of multi-party democratic system by voting the PDP out.
Yeah, so when you see this clip of Buhari speaking, you see a man who was never shy, who was never afraid of the press. So how come he suddenly changed? He's now dodging. He doesn't want to have confrontation with the press. He no longer want to have anything to do with the press. Is it not strange to you that suddenly the Buhari who spoke out at some point, when he even looked unhealthy, have suddenly become so healthy but incapacitated? How possible is that? That the Buhari who even when he was, wasn't too strong, spoke out, he was bold in nature, have suddenly gone deaf and dumb, and looking even younger. He's supposed to be more agile. He's supposed to be more effective now because he looks younger, like a 40-year-old. In fact, Buhari's hand is fresher than my own here. Buhari's hand is fresher than my own. But suddenly, the same young Buhari, who is today younger than the old one, have become, less effective. So Father Mbaka saying that Buhari is silent, it means that he's not yet ready to tell us the reality in full details, or maybe he doesn't know. I can't blame him. So let's continue.
Attacking everybody everywhere. Amen. Why are you crying, Nigerian youth? As I said, overseas have become dumping ground for our ingenious youths. Young men, young doctors, lawyers, everybody running away from Nigeria. Countries were better off. I'm just coming back from Eboy to this place. You need to visit Eboy. The former Abakiriki is not my Abakiriki. Ha!
Now, you see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been complaining about the situation in Ebonyi for a very, very long time. And most of our people are not paying attention. Now, Mbaka is confirming that Ebonyi is no longer the Ebonyi we used to know. Things have deteriorated so bad. Fulanis have taken over the whole place. They have built the Afipo today. They have built the biggest school there in Afipo, the biggest Islamic school. And they are talking about expanding. And this Islamic institution have become a threat to the community, have become a threat to that environment. The Islamic school have come under scrutiny because it is alleged that place has become a dumping ground for terrorists. That Islamic school in Ebonyi have become center of training and breeding young terrorists, upcoming terrorists like Issa Pantami and co. You know, so Mbaka said he went to Ebonyi and he was surprised with what he saw, that Ebonyi have lost its glory as a result of the Islamic agenda. Let's go ahead.
Even the leaders of Enugu State should wake up, because by the time Anambra State has her own cargo passengers airport and Eboy has her own airport, I don't know the reason why people should be coming to Enugu apart from prayer here. So if anybody speaks about development, let the government not begin to attack the person. They should change. Even with the mega resources the boy is getting, a boy will have mega projects. Fly over here and there. International centers. Anambra is evolving 10,000 Citas International Conference Center. If I refuse to say the truth, the Holy Spirit will attack me. So Mbaka now is backing. I'm rolling. Back to what I'm saying. What is the matter? Nigerians are crying. Why? Because there is no security in this country.
These states now that he's calling Ebonyi, Anambra, these are possibly the state governors that are still paying him tithe and offering, contributing to development of his ministry. You know, so it is also within his power to promote their project. You know, it is natural that those who you reap where you sow, and he's promoting Ebonyi, Devomahi, promoting, even though we know that these governors are not doing nothing in those states, compared to the resources available to them, but he's promoting them because, of course, they have been able to show appreciation, contributing, possibly paying him tithe and offering and all that. So it is not a surprise. Let's go on the aspect of the insecurity.
House of Reps and Representatives should impeach the president if he doesn't want to resign. Number two, if the members of the house, these two houses, do not want to impeach him and they want to begin to fight for the Mbaka, something worse than what they never imagined will happen to the members of the House of Senate and members of the House of Reps. Disaster is coming. A message released many years ago. Until the government of this country finds something useful for our youth, they are going to face disaster. A time is coming when, if you are asked to be a governor, a senator, a House of Reps member, a House of Representatives, whatever, you will begin to run. Because I'm trying to tell you that we cannot continue like this. The leaders have suffered the youth. Now it's time for the civilians, the ordinary people, to suffer the leaders.
Now, Mbaka is indirectly supporting the activities of the unknown gunmen. Mbaka have been able to prove to the world, telling the Nigerian leaders that you have created monster in the youth. He doesn't want to come out openly to say it, but he said that at some point that these unknown gunmen you see today will start chasing this leader, this politician, that even when they say come and become governor, you will be the one on the run. So Mbaka is indirectly sending a message to Nigerian leaders, politicians, that the gunmen are here and they cannot escape from the rod.
This rubbish show. Most of the reasons why you come here for prayers are not prayer projects. These are what the government should supply. To buy 1 cup of rice now, to buy 1 cup of curry, to cook 1 pot of soup for a family, to pay for house rent, even to import their products from abroad. Taxation has doubled how much? International communities cannot come to Nigeria to invest anymore. Are we living or are we dying? God is asking, what is the matter? I, as a servant of God, am telling God what is the matter. Let him change our leaders for us.
Yeah, so Father Mbaka he have already told you that the civilians, that it is in your hand. It is in your hand to bring the change. He doesn't want to, as with the position he occupies, he might not come out to tell you because they will consider it inciting violence. But Father Mbaka is beginning to send coded messages to me and you that the government have failed and it is in our duty to answer the call that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been calling us since for a very long time now, to rise up. In fact, Father Mbaka is indirectly calling for revolution, but he doesn't want to target revolution, but he's indirectly calling for revolution. And yesterday we listened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu directly calling for revolution. When you listen to this clip, you understand the direction he's going, but he doesn't want to come out open, but we are here to interpret his words to you. Let's continue.
How can somebody become a billionaire from what belongs to all of us? And those who have the money are begging. Many mothers here cannot change pampers for their children. Our young ladies are thinking of going into prostitution. But who is going to prostitute you? Young men have nothing doing. And what is happening has evolved a satanic culture of immorality in the issue of occultism and idolatry. Young men now have started visiting native doctors, preparing charms. The job of the government is now to be killing people, calling them terrorists, instead of giving them jobs.
Now we can listen to what Father Mbaka said here. I want our people to understand that I'm not here to project Father Mbaka. You leave Father Mbaka and take the message. I've seen somebody say I'm trying to make Father Mbaka relevant. Leave Father Mbaka. We are here to show you the message. Now, Father Mbaka have come out to tell you that instead of government to listen to young people, they are tagging them terrorists. He just said it now. That is to tell you that the fight we are fighting is a just cause. Father Mbaka is indirectly endorsing the activities, the agitation that you see today. Saying that instead of government to engage, they are tagging young people terrorists. And you can hear it from his mouth. Let me see if I can replay it again. Let's see.
Happening now. But if the government will not sit up and do what they should do, begin to rule out the money they pack preparing for 2023, that 2023 may not come.
Father Mbaka is assuring the politicians that they might never even see the 2023. And that is the projection everybody is giving, that 2023 is not going to happen. So, but Father Mbaka is telling you that you should continue to put the pressure you are putting on in fact, everybody that is involved in making sure that the institutions are broken down completely so that we all start afresh. Father Mbaka is telling the politicians here that they might never even live to see 2023.
It will be a story of tragedy. I plead that the church leaders will understand me as a messenger of God and not begin to fight me, because the danger is going to affect the church. When gunmen begin to strike inside the church, they will begin to kill one man of God or the other man of God and kill members of the church. Who will go to church again? The priests will lose their jobs. The bishops will lose their jobs. So you better keep quiet or you support what I'm saying, because it's evolving from the order of truth and righteousness. Everybody will soon be affected.
3 days ago, we came to this program and we were telling people that people who are, Obasarolum is not my business. Mbaka is now telling you that very soon everybody will be involved. Now, Anagabolo Potopoto, that you wouldn't even see where to put your leg. You would even that your Hummer Jeep that you are driving, you wouldn't even see the door to open to enter that Hummer Jeep. That is what Mbaka is trying to say here, that is going to involve everybody very soon, including the church. So even the Mbaka himself is now beginning to realize that he needs to start standing on the path of truth. Let's hope that he sustained this too, because him too is afraid that the unknown gunmen might visit him very soon, just like he said, that the unknown gunmen will start visiting men of God, pastors, churches. Those pastors that have been deceiving people, those pastors that have caged the mind of our people, those pastors that have released their pulpit, that have used their pulpit as center for political purposes. I believe and I hope that Mbaka will continue on the path of telling the truth that he has started today and continue to call for the disintegration. In fact, I hope that Mbaka start from henceforth, start calling for total disintegration of the zoo called Nigeria. But Mbaka is advising the men of God that have been using the brain of our people to drink gari, that very soon unknown gunmen will visit them. That if they choose to fight him, that they are going to lose as well, because at the end of the day, that unknown gunmen is going to fight them. So all these things are coming as a result of him being used. So that is what I say, that every disappointment is a blessing. When I say so now Mbaka have been disappointed, used and dumped, and Mbaka is now beginning, it's like he's now becoming a blessing to the downtrodden. He's beginning to speak the truth as a result of disappointment from Aso Rock. He was used by APC to create a false prophecy narrative before the ascension of the Supreme Court administrator of Imo State. Mbaka was instrumental in installing Uzodinma, the Supreme Court administrator, as the governor of Imo State. He was used to, he first of all was used to project that spiritual, make that spiritual projection, you know, because the cabals understanding how religious our people are, Mbaka was used to create that impression that Hope Uzodinma had been chosen by God to be the next governor of Imo State. Mbaka played a vital role in that, specific aspect. But, Hope Uzodinma, being a fraudster that he is, as a Yahoo man, he's not a Yahoo boy, a Yahoo man. When the Yahoo people, when they finish dealing with you, they will dump you, change their phone number, or even when you call them, they will no longer respond. And this is what happened in this case with Hope Uzodinma, a typical 419er. That is their trait in character. And Mbaka have come out to express his disappointment that, he actually was instrumental in making Hope Uzodinma who he is, and today he has been used and dumped, including even the people in the cabals in Aso Rock. They have finished with him, they have dumped him, and today he's coming out to tell them that since you have dumped me, God have brought also a message for you. Let's continue.
How can our children be killed? Just listen, you hear about killing. Nobody is safe again in this country. Do you think you are safe? Ask your neighbor, do you think you are safe? Do you think you are safe? Nobody is safe. Only God is protecting us. Hagar, what is the matter? Why is Ishmael crying? Why should Ishmael not cry? Abraham was a very rich man. Abraham had everything it takes to settle Ishmael and Hagar. Why should Abraham give only one bottle of water to Ishmael and Hagar? Why should they not cry? We are crying because we are dehumanized. We are crying because we are intimidated. Our rights have been denied us.
Now, Mbaka is crying because he has been used and dumped. But he wants to put himself along with the crying populace so that also they will understand they will understand that he too have become part of those that are not benefiting from the government. The politician used him. They used his pulpit. We saw Ganduje of Kano using Mbaka pulpit, despite the fact that Ganduje is not a Christian, a hardcore Islamist. But at the point that they needed the vote of Mbaka church members, they all took the pulpit with blood in their hands, touched the microphone, spoke to people, and they even were even sowing seed. And I believe that why Hope Uzodinma actually no longer picking what is it called, Mbaka's phone, or not calling him again, is because Hope Uzodinma believe that he has settled him. Because in that program where Hope Uzodinma was there, Hope Uzodinma sowed seed, which I believe, because Mbaka said that Hope Uzodinma had made promises. So I believe he must have sowed the seed, and that deal is closed. As far as Hope Uzodinma is concerned, he has sowed seed, and that deal is closed. But Mbaka wanted to extend the relationship, believing and hoping that, things would be remitted. And Hope Uzodinma himself is not ready to play in that direction. And today, two of them are having their squabbles. That is another part of the story. But now we see Mbaka trying to be part of the oppressed. Now, he's saying it here that he's oppressed. He's been denied his right. That his right had been denied. This same Mbaka was sometime in the past who told us that we are not oppressed. That we are never oppressed, that we own buildings, we own properties in Kano, we own everything in Nigeria, that we are business people, that we are never oppressed, that we are doing very well. Today, the same Mbaka have now turned around to say that we are oppressed, that our rights have been denied us. Let us continue. In fact, we are bringing these issues. A lot of people will say Mbaka. It's important because when they speak and change their words from time to time, you remind them so that people who are following them will also see clearer, and also people who intend following them will see clearer. Because that is what makes the difference between these people and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said 12 years ago is what he's still saying today. And that is what makes a man. Let's continue.
Opportunities that belong to our fellow Nigerians have been denied. Those we sent to represent us are using our names to make themselves billionaires. They are using our words to buy structures outside the country. What does it take to fix power in this country? That industrialization will spark off. We have millions and millions of graduates doing nothing. And the leaders are not ashamed. What industrial projects have they created? Why should a mother and father, after training their children, continue to feed the children they trained? When I heard in Psalm 128 verse 2, the Bible saying, you shall eat the fruit of the labor of your hands, and it shall be well with you. Are our parents now eating the fruit of the labor of their hands? They got in the real room going back. You can imagine why our parents are dying young. Teachers are not well paid. Even the policemen and the military are not taken care of. How do they have the effrontery and the courage to begin to protect the subjects? If you are killed as a police or a military man, nobody takes care of your family.
You see, Mbaka have reminded those working for the zoo, policemen. If you are a police officer, if you are an army officer, Mbaka have told you that if anything happened to you on that checkpoint that you are mounting, in that police station where you are, oh my God, I feel bad. For people who are risking their life in the name of police and army for Nigeria, when you know that your life doesn't even matter. As a police officer, as an army officer, your life doesn't matter. Your life means nothing. The politicians are only using you for their own continuous progress. At the end of the day, you are dead, you are killed, and your family is not even taken care of. This is what Mbaka is saying. He's sending also message to the men, Nigerian policemen and military men who are risking their life trying to protect this failed entity called Nigeria. Let's continue.
What type of country is this? Shall it continue like this?
Mbaka said we shall not continue like this. And this is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had been saying. In fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's program yesterday, he was saying that we cannot continue like this. The same revolution that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is calling for is what Mbaka is calling for now. Mbaka is saying it is time for revolution. He doesn't need to say it, but indirectly, he has said it. It is time for revolution. The people need to rise. We need to rise. Everybody needs to rise. We must leave Mbaka and take the message.
As far as I'm concerned, I can never support terrorism. Neither will I allow you to brand our children terrorists when they are not. If some people broke the prison in Owerri, if you caught those who broke them, arrest them, interrogate them. It may be possible that no human being broke that cell. It could be jailbreak from God. It happened in
Now we see that Mbaka is telling you that IPOB, the proscription of IPOB, Mbaka is now speaking, saying, why should you proscribe our children? He's referring to IPOB now. Why should you proscribe them terrorists? He's questioning the Nigerian government. He's questioning the Eastern governor. He's questioning Ohaneze Ndigbo. Why should you proscribe IPOB? And he also talked about the prison break in Owerri. That prison break is the work of God. Because that such a prison break also happened in the book of Acts of Apostles. Let us listen what Father Mbaka have to say about the prison break in Owerri.
So Apostle chapter 5. There was a jailbreak. Nobody was arrested.
Mbaka said that when there was a jailbreak in the book of Acts of Apostles chapter 5, in the book of Acts of Apostles chapter 5, in the Bible, there was a jailbreak and nobody was arrested. So why are you now arresting innocent people over the jailbreak in Owerri? This same jailbreak have been happening even in the days of the Bible. Mbaka is telling Eastern governors that the jailbreak that happened in Owerri happened in the book of Acts of Apostle, chapter 5. So why should you go about, when Ikonso was killed, they accused Ikonso of participating in the jailbreak with no evidence, no proof. He was not interrogated. He was not asked any question. He was completely murdered for a jailbreak, which the young man knows nothing about. And Mbaka is asking them, why should you kill Ikonso for a jailbreak? But this is because this is not the first time that jailbreak have ever happened. Jailbreak have been happening even in the days of the Bible. Let's continue from where Mbaka stopped here.
God can set the prisoners free. So for people to begin to go around and begin to kill our young men without trying them is evil. I'm just warning our governors. So it's not a matter of go and warn for Mbaka, go and warn for Mbaka. He has started the game. Are you the one who ordained me a priest? Are you the one who ordained me a prophet? Did you ordain me a king? Are you the owner of my mouth? When you were doing well, was I not clapping for you? Now my fellow Nigerians are dying like rats without anybody caring for them. God is angry with our leaders. From Buhari to the last, God's anger is upon you.
Now Mbaka is beginning to make the politicians, including the dead Buhari, because the person representing Buhari now ain't go use his head carry out. The cabals in Aso Rock, that God is angry. God is angry with all of you. The unknown gunmen are here, and you cannot escape it. God have sent angels to revenge the death of the innocent. God have sent angels to revenge the death of the victims. This is the message. Mbaka is speaking because he can see the handwork of God. That the time, he said that if any of you want to fight him, that you should come with you, that he's ready. Mbaka is telling the politician that this time around, he's ready. Ready for them.
You have failed God. How can you just open your mouth like what Hope is doing in Imo State? Someone who came here and put his hand on this altar and swore he will protect the life of the Imolites is now organizing the killing of the same Imolites. And he wants me to keep quiet. I was keeping quiet until the blood of my brothers are being shed. Never.
You see, when the leaders of IPOB blamed or accused Hope Uzodinma and Obiozo for the death of Ikonso, a lot of people didn't understand, but here we are. Hope Uzodinma called for airstrike of the people of Imo because he suspected there was a ESN camp around that area. Hope Uzodinma have, in a very short period of time, have created a situation where Imo State had become ungovernable. That today, a lot of strange things are happening in Imo State. And Mbaka is here saying that Hope Uzodinma came to his altar to make a vow that he's going to bring peace and progress to Imo State. But today, Hope Uzodinma have brought disaster. A man, he prophesied and told us that he's the man that God is bringing. Oh my God, that Hope is the hope of Imos. Today, the same God is now turning around to say that Hope is hopeless. that hope is useless. That the hope that Mbaka said is said that is not God. Mbaka is not telling you that it is not God that sent hope. But let's continue to listen and see if there are some other revelations and things we need to learn. Leave Mbaka, let us take the message. Very, very important. Because most of the things he's saying here are some of the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying all these years. And it baffles me that most of the people who disagreed, who abused Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, are now beginning to speak in the same revolutionary voice. Mbaka has become a revolutionary overnight. And we must take it seriously.
And whoever will support that will suffer. How can the military, the police, the SS, how is it difficult for you to arrest one person? What if the person you killed is innocent of what he's accused of?
Now he's talking about the death of Ikonso. How can military, combined police, force, military, army, everybody cannot arrest one person? They have to murder him. Mbaka is making case for our comrade, our brother Ikonso here, who was murdered by the military, the police, combined ESS. Why didn't they arrest him and try him for the charges they put on him? Why should they? That is what Mbaka is questioning. Why should Ikonso be killed? We must take the message seriously. Mbaka is asking, why should Ikonso be killed? We must continue.
You killed Ikonso. You are parading his body all over, as if to say you have done whatever. Go and kill poverty. Kill poverty for us. Kill unemployment for us. Kill insecurity for us. You know how to kill wicked people. No! God's anger is on. As soon as possible, we give the whole governors mandates to begin to tell us the plans they have to give the whole youth job within a minimum time before it is too late. I don't belong to any human cult. Please, don't misunderstand me. If the Holy Family, Holy Trinity, God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit is a cult, then I belong there. But within the context of what is happening, no prophet will be spared from God if he keeps quiet. Elijah cannot be happy with me. Elisha cannot be happy with Mbaka. Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, they cannot be happy with me. Moses and Joshua will not be happy if they notice that Mbaka is silent in what is happening. So it is time for me to open up. It shall not continue like this.
Mbaka said it is time for him to open up, because that means that for a long time he has been keeping certain things to himself. Just like so many pastors, so many reverends, so many men of God have been keeping a lot of things to themselves. And we are encouraging each and every one of them. It is time for other men of God to do the same part of Mbaka today and start speaking up, start condemning. All the men of God should rise up and condemn the killing of Ikonso, who is practically innocent, because a man is innocent until found guilty. Ikonso remained innocent until found guilty. And this is what Mbaka is saying, that the death of Ikonso is completely unjustified and unjustifiable and completely unaccepted. And there will be consequences. Mbaka have said it, that there will be consequences for such action. We are not talking about his past. We are not talking about what he has said before. We are talking about what he's saying now. And if he still contradicts himself tomorrow, we'll still bring him to the public. But for now, this is the message that Mbaka have. Mbaka is calling for revolution.
My people jobs, give them food to eat, stop killing them, keep them busy positively. As for all, some of you governors funded them and equipped them with guns when you were going out for your campaign. Is what you bought that you are receiving. You think by killing them, everything will end. You are pouring fuel inside the fire. So the whole governor should come out publicly and apologize to the youth and have strategic plans on how to take care of this country, because there is no reason why the border should be opened. If you know the people coming into this country now, Nigerians and whatever, confusion everywhere. So nobody can now solidly accuse A or B of doing something because you're not sure. The leaders have failed. So if what you are thinking of is to continue to perpetuate this satanic anachronism of increasing poverty in this country from 2023, which is 2023, things will be happening that nobody can stop until the leaders tell us the truth. Why they should be sitting down and the desert in Dubai is turned into the best city in the world. With all we have, oil. Are they telling us the truth about that oil? The past and present leaders. It's not a matter of saying, thank God I'm no more a governor. All of you who have to make this thing, to prepare this fire that is burning Nigerians, you should begin to restore. But as for all the monies that they looted that are being restored, where are they? Who is looting the loot? Because it is now pragmatically clear that the person we thought is our president is keeping silent when people are dying. It can never happen anywhere except in Nigeria.
Because Buhari is dead. The person is in Nassau Rock is not Buhari. Just a moment, please, guys. Let me. Guys, sorry, there was an interruption. It's already late night here, and the noise is so high, and people around me have to ring the bell to tell me to reduce the sound of my voice. So I have to try to reduce the sound of my voice as much as I can. But I believe that if the sound is okay, please let me know. If he's not coming out clear, please also let me know. If not, we'll continue tomorrow, but I will try as much as possible to continue this program till the end. It's already almost 2 a.m. here, and my neighbor is right to have rang the bell for me. So that was why I took that short break. So I hope that will continue from where Mbaka stopped. Yeah. So let's continue, please. Let's continue.
So if what you are thinking of is to continue to perpetuate this satanic anachronism of increasing poverty in this country from 2023, which is 2023, things will be happening that nobody can stop until the leaders tell us the truth. Why they should be sitting down and the desert in Dubai is turned into the best city in the world. With all we have, oil. Are they telling us the truth about that oil?
I hope it's clear. I hope that you can hear what Father Mbaka is saying. Hope you can hear what Father Mbaka is saying.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter of saying, thank God that no more a governor. All of you who help to make this thing, to prepare this fire that is burning Nigerians, you should begin to restore. But that's wrong. All the monies that they looted that are being restored, where are they? Who is looting the loot? Because it is now pragmatically clear that the person we thought is our president is keeping silent when people are dying. It can never happen anywhere except in Nigeria. Look at Nigerians giving Thanksgiving because they got a visa to Ghana. A family came to give Thanksgiving and are traveling to Ghana. Is it not shameful?
Nigerians are now testifying that they got visa to Ghana. Nigerians under Buhari, dead Buhari, under Fulani government. Nigerians, in fact, Ghana, I read in the news today that Ghana arrested hundreds of Nigerians, over 200, 300, 400 Nigerians for staying illegally in Ghana. Ghana had become the hot spot now for Nigerians to travel abroad. Ghana had become abroad for Nigerians under Fulani. Visa to Ghana. You hear it from Father Mbaka. Let's continue.
Because if we don't stop this thing that is going on now, if the leaders will not stop what is going on now, what is going on now will stop them. Live and let live. They are insatiable. How many amount of millions or billions do you think you will acquire and you can now settle down? What excuses will the government give us? They receive security votes every month. Do you know how many millions they receive every month for security votes? Oh God. And some men of God will say, Mbaka, first your priestly work. Which one is my priestly work? My priestly work is to be a coward, to be silent when my people are dying.
Father Mbaka said that some of the politicians are even telling him to concentrate on his church work, that he should not come close to them, that he should not come to criticize them, that he should face his priestly work. That he should not criticize them. And he's telling them that what he's doing now is part of the priestly work that he has to do, criticizing them. And this is what we are telling the pastors, the men of God, all over the place, that part of your duty is to criticize, speak the truth. How can you be a pastor and you say And you see these kind of atrocities going on in the land, and all you are shouting is one Nigeria. Nigeria will not break. We've seen the likes of Kumuyi, Oyedepo, all these big men of God. Rather than coming out to speak the truth and condemn the devil, they are busy telling you that we must all die in one Nigeria, because they are afraid that if Nigeria break, that the new found nation might not give them the opportunity. Because when Nigeria finally disintegrates, all the countries that come out of Nigeria will not allow the mistake that was made in Nigeria to repeat itself. They will no longer allow religion to be an instrument where you now open churches to deceive people and take tithe and offering. There is going to be a lot of new regulations. And these big men of God who have established big churches would not be able to meet up with the new regulations that the Oduduwas are going to put in place for religion, that the Biafrans are going to put in place for religion, and the Arewas are going to put in place, and for every other nation that will come out of Nigeria. Because all these new nations are going to take precaution of the damage religion did to Nigeria and make sure it doesn't repeat itself in the new nation, where people go to church from Sunday to Sunday without work. These new nations will never allow that to happen. And this big men of God knows that when Nigeria disintegrates, people will no longer give them the opportunity to use their citizens the way they are using them in Nigeria today. So when you hear them talk about keeping Nigeria one, because their ministry can only survive in an environment like Nigeria. These big men of God, their ministry can only survive in an environment, in a polluted environment like Nigeria. Their ministry cannot survive in a sane, clean, regulated, well-structured environment. So they know what they are doing. So when you see them say they want one Nigeria, when you see Kumu, he say he's praying for Nigeria to remain the same. He knows that deeper life can only succeed in an environment like Nigeria. When you see Oyedepo saying that he's praying for Nigeria to remain the same, he knows that his mountain of fire or whatever can only succeed in an environment like Nigeria. So that is it. Let's continue with what Mbaka have to say here.
As I'm saying, is he not the one who prayed for Hope Uzodimma? Hope Uzodimma was like a vision that came to me. This person is going to be the governor of Imo State. If you are in a dream and you see something, how are you involved in it? You have a vision and you call the person. I don't know his political story. Before you become who God said you're going to become. Do you know when he came here, he went and prayed in Abbey Court? You know that? After coming here, both of them have prayed in Abbey Court. But the message continued that he will still be the governor. I don't know how. It was that how, I don't know.
Mbaka here is not being sincere with us here. Mbaka cannot tell us that he doesn't know how Hope Uzodimma became the governor, that God told him. God didn't tell Mbaka anything. It was all arranged. You know, on this angle, as much I have accepted the angle of truth that Father Mbaka have told us in this preaching here, I will not accept the lies that he's telling us now. Because before Hope Uzodimma became the governor of Imo State, there was a connection in Abuja, and they said, who will be the right person to be used to first of all send the message? Who will be the right person that the people can listen to, that when he speaks from the spiritual angle, people will, you know, take it. So Mbaka was used as an instrument to calm the nerves of the people, because what happened was the cabals knew that there was no way There was no way number 4th position would have become number 1 if not for the hand of God in it. The cabals knows that there is no way 4th person will become 1 if there is no way they can link it that it is the work of God. And they needed somebody to do that. They needed an instrument, and Mbaka was used as an instrument to make it possible. Mbaka was used as an instrument to make that projection possible, because you understand that people of the Eastern region, majority, a lot of people listened to him, and he was used as an instrument so that when that court verdict finally comes out, people will say, but Mbaka saw it coming. That man of God saw it coming. They will now say it was the work of God. Because there is no way, there is never anywhere in history where 4th person became first in an election. So the cabals knew that they needed to contain the riot, they needed to contain the demonstration, they needed to contain the people's emotion, and they needed somebody in the position of Mbaka to say that God said, so that people will say, as far as God have said, there is no longer nothing we can do as a people. That was what happened. So Mbaka coming to tell us that he saw it in a dream, I disagree with you, because we all know the truth. So you've told us very good things we needed to hear, but on this one we disagree with you, Father Mbaka. Let us continue.
I don't know. I am not a member of the Supreme Court. I don't know anybody in Supreme Court. I don't know where Supreme Court is. I don't talk with the Buhari. I don't have Buhari's phone number. People are just misunderstanding Father Mbaka. Look at me on the altar, putting my hands on this book of life. I don't have Buhari's number. I don't call him and he doesn't call me. People should stop misquoting me.
You cannot have Buhari's number. Maybe you had it because Buhari is dead, by the way, and Mbaka knows that Buhari is dead. So how can you call Jubril? Jubril doesn't know you. The man in Aso Rock now doesn't know you. The person you know as Buhari is dead. So if there is no way, even if you call Jubril now, Jubril will tell you, who are you? I don't know you. So it is very, very clear that even swearing with the Bible, you can be justified, because of course, there is no way you can have Jubril number, because the Buhari, you had good relationship. There was a time you talked about Buhari and the family, how beautiful, how wonderful the wife, and how gentle they are as a family, how humble. In fact, in that program, you portrayed yourself as a Buhari family friend, because I listened to it, where you were praising Aisha, praising the Buhari first son, that they are very humble, that they are spiritual people. The way you projected it, it was you, Mbaka, that projected that you have good relationship with the Buharis. So how can people now believe that you don't have their contact? How can you come to praise people you don't even know how their bedroom is, and you say, that you talk as if you have been eating with them on the same table for a very long time? I listened to your program on Mbaka, where you were praising the wife of Buhari, Aisha, saying that the woman is so nice, that even the first son, the way you were describing it, anybody who listened to you will believe that in fact, that you and these people eat on a daily basis every day. So how can you not come out to tell us that you don't? How can you come out to tell us that you don't have their phone number? In fact, I'm beginning to suspect you now. Don't change. Remain on the path of truth. And that is why I'm bringing this message, because so far you have been able to show that you are beginning to fall in line with our revolutionary views and understanding. But you have to come out clean. Come out clean. Nobody's going to harass you. We understand. It is you that made the whole world believe. In fact, many times you've said that you have visited Aso Rock. So when you visited Aso Rock, didn't you exchange number with Buhari? When Buhari was alive, you would have told us that that the number you had, that you've lost it, or when Buhari was alive, that you had his number. That was what I was expecting to hear from you. That when Buhari was alive, that was what I was expecting to hear from Mbaka, that you had Buhari's number when he was alive. If you tell us that one, we can understand. Not that you don't have Buhari number. You would have told us when Buhari was alive, I had his number. I had contact with him, but this one in Aso Rock now, just like Hope Uzodimma. If you tell me that you came out to say that Hope Uzodimma no longer pick your call, we can understand. You would have told us that the one in Aso Rock now is not your friend. That the Buhari that you know, that you used to have his number. So don't tell us you don't have Buhari number because you had it before. But if you tell us that the one that you have now, that the one that is in Aso Rock now, that you don't have his number, we can understand. Don't tell us that you don't have Buhari number. Let us continue.
I'm just a messenger of God. If God tells me today to tell this father here, you're going to be the bishop of your diocese, and I prophesied it and go for my business, if eventually he becomes the bishop and begins to attack the priest, so you come in to punish me, even if I did not say it, he will still be the bishop. The message just passed through me. But somebody who became now the governor and up to today does not come to say thanks to God today. Till today. Because I know that if Hope Uzodimma is receiving advice from this sanctuary, he will not be messing up. Those who are advising him have killed him while he's still alive. Once, this man Odengene of Apugo was with me in the temple. I got those numbers. Amaguze, Odengene from Amaguze. Odengene was there listening when I called him. Maybe mistakenly, he didn't know it was me. God bless you. Why could you not come to say thanks to God? Don't see me. The thing was there, and I told him, even if you come with the money, I will not touch it. Just come here and say, God, thank you. Now go there and go back. You need an advice from somebody who doesn't need anything from you. And their message is
Mbaka is telling us that his anger is that Hope didn't even come to thank God because Mbaka is telling us now that Hope became the governor of Imo State through the prophecy of adoration ground, not by vote of the people, or even by, in fact, Mbaka is telling you that even the Supreme Court itself was not what made Hope the governor, that it was through his prayer and prophecy that Hope became the governor of Imo State. And how possible is it that Hope now refused to come and give thanks to God who made him the governor through the adoration ground? That even if Hope bring money today, that Mbaka will not take. So why are you connecting money? If you don't have interest in money, why are you connecting money with the thanksgiving? If you don't have interest, he said that even if Hope bring money, that he will not take. So why are you connecting money to the thanksgiving? Do Hope have to pay God for making him governor of Imo State? He said that. Let's continue, please, guys. Let's continue. It's unfortunate that I'm doing this program at this time. It's already after 2 a.m. and tomorrow morning I have to apologize to my neighbors, but we have to finish this work this night. We must continue, guys.
Don't have an hand like Buhari, nobody is employed through me. I don't have any person packing something at the gutter for Buhari through Mbaka. People are just misunderstanding me. So it's better I come publicly and declare my stand. But that's by the way. What I'm trying to tell you is, why are you crying? We are crying because we have lost hope in our leaders. The issue of blocking the government house gate, is that the solution? One governor will be moving with over 50 policemen. What about their subjects? If they are the shepherd, I think the shepherd should be protecting the sheep. Now the shepherd is protecting himself. If the sheep are dying, let them die. They must know they are our governors, he is our president, they are our senators and representatives because of us. Because of us, the youth are angry. The Nigerian soil is angry. The land of Nigeria is angry. So, whether they want to run, where are they running to? The land of Yoruba is hot and angry. Our land is angry too. Igbo land is hot and angrier.
Now, Mbaka is beginning to appreciate what IPOB is doing. He's beginning to recognize the agitation of Oduduwas. He's beginning to recognize the agitation of Biafra. He's beginning to even recognize the agitation of Northerners, that everywhere is hot now. And Mbaka don't have option than to speak out. Because anybody who refuses to speak now, you might never be alive to speak again.
They should better resign and hand over and define for us how this country shall be. The money they are stealing is not their money.
What Mbaka is saying now is exactly what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said just yesterday, that we should put pressure so that the government will collapse. That is what Mbaka is saying, that they should resign, all of them. And that is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu just said. And I believe he must have listened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because he's speaking in the same tune. Mbaka want the government, everybody in the government, to be chased away. And that is the reality. He wants all of them to be chased away. Let's continue.
Some of us who used to visit prisons will tell you that some people are in the prison because they stole 10 naira. But our leaders who stole billions of naira are being secured with police and army. Who should be in the prison? Insofar as I don't know those who broke the prison, I don't know where Owerri prison is. I'm not a jailbreaker. But if anybody is angry that the prison is broken and nobody is there, go there and stay. If you like prison, everything is not wait. And Your Excellency, you know, Your Excellency is because Your Excellency, these are psychopaths, bootlickers. Naturally, that you have failed us. How many houses will you have and you are satisfied? Many poor Nigerians cannot pay for one room house rent. Many cannot pay for their school fees. All the lies told about our ecological fund, who is deceiving who?
You know why Mbaka is getting mad now at Hope Uzodinma? Because when unknown gunmen visited Hope Uzodinma's house, the Rolls Royce that was discovered in Hope Uzodinma compound, 200 million naira worth of Rolls Royce, parked in the village, 200 million naira worth of Rolls Royce was parked in Hope Uzodinma's village to decorate the compound. And after that time, Mbaka became very, very angry. That was because Mbaka have kept quiet all this while till the visitation by unknown gunmen went to Hope Uzodinma's house in the village. And after that visitation, when Mbaka saw the 200 million naira Rolls Royce, he said, Kopuya, also not possible.
You think we don't know? We are just quiet and silent. I better protect my people and stand against the leaders than be with the leaders and not protect my people. So I am with my people. Enough of this rubbish. I want to tell them that the owner of the world is God. The president will come and go. Governors will come and go. Those in the House of Senate and Reps, chairman and whatever, they will come and go. Why can't a good enabling environment be given to our countrymen? But they below. As I was saying on Sunday, is it not shameful that Hyundai and Kia will move to Ghana to settle? Thanks to God for our brother Innocent. Apart from that, do we have any assembling plan for car? How can a country be sitting on gunpowder loaded with the fire? What is happening now is a time bomb. Nobody knows how it will happen. Because we don't know who is the PDP and the APC. These are people who change their uniform. They are the same. It's only uniform. They wear PDP by day, by night. They wear APC. Others wear APC by day, by night. They wear PDP. Who is following who? That is the matter. Nigeria has the best youth in the whole world. There is no country you can find such numbers of ingenious youth. Put them anywhere, they will come back. One secondary school in Anambra went for competition last time abroad. They came first. The US, Anna Hamas, Anna Omaka Nasa, the American Nasa, Ghana, Omo Igbo, Aquaka, Nisina, Zaya. Or what about that? If you support them, they create rules for you. If you support them, they do this for you. If you don't support them, I can never support evil. We are not supporting you to disobey God and mess up the country.
Hope the voice is coming out clear, guys. Hope the voice is coming out clear. Because very soon we'll be rounding up.
Some states are no longer paying their teachers. Some are not paying their workers. Some are not paying pensions anymore. Somebody who have been working for years, now you come and say he's a ghost worker. Okay, if the person is a ghost, create job and employ the person somewhere because it is your duty. We are their children. So we lift up our hands.
Thank you, guys.
To God to bless us. Because when Abraham had given only one bottle to Hagar and Ishmael.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
So stay with one bottle. Genesis chapter 21, verse 19 said, when Hagar opened her eyes, she saw a well flowing with water. Our leaders might have given us only one bottle. God is going to open well for us. Are you ready for a well experience? Or are you still talking about the bottle? Just one bottle. One bottle. Just one bottle. You can have one bottle. Don't worry. Somebody here is going to experience an open world.
Obagone prophecy. Obagone prophecy.
How it's going to happen, I don't know. When, I don't know. Through whom, I don't know. But we are lifting up our hands.
Obagone prophecy. So at this point, I don't think we need anything further from Father Mbaka, because for me, I'm not going into that aspect. But what I want to bring to our people is that for Mbaka to turn around and start complaining after feeling used. You remember that when Jonathan was in power, Showore played a very big role to make the dead Buhari president. And when the dead Buhari became president, Showore was not settled. And today he turned around to fight the APC that he brought to power. And the APC themselves, understanding the power of the media, the role that he played in kicking Buhari out, they didn't allow him play such role with them. Excuse me, guys. They didn't allow Showore to use the same strategy on them. And today they have used court case to hang him. Today, Showore went to court and he was standing outside the court because the court is on strike. Showore went to court today for his case, but the court was on strike, nobody in court. This is exactly what they did to Mbaka. They used him to manipulate the Hope Uzodinma governorship, and after that, they dumped him. But dumping him have now made him to start saying the truth. And we believe and I hope that he continue on the path of telling them the truth. Let him use that pain of the disappointment to confront those who have been killing us. For Mbaka to come out to make comment about Ikonso's death, that is to show you that he's not picking a direct fight with Hope Uzodinma. He's now using the death of Ikonso as an instrument of battle against Hope Uzodinma. And he has already seen that Hope Uzodinma have already no longer have any chances of remaining the governor of Imo State. Mbaka have seen it, that Hope Uzodinma foot is no longer strong in Imo State. So he's also trying to use the same instrument to join hand to make sure that Hope Uzodinma leaves that position. Even though he was used, I believe that even some of the agreement they had, because he would be too ashamed to say it about the promise they made him to carry that prophecy. Because if they have met up with that promise, he wouldn't criticize them. Why he's criticizing them today is because the promise they made him that maybe they must have bargained on if they use him to project that, if they use him to project Hope Uzodinma, that look at what they are going to do for his ministry. And I believe that they have failed in that promise. They have used him, they have dumped him, and they are no longer picking his calls. And that's why you can see him now fuming and angry. And today he's supporting revolution, supporting even unknown gunmen. First in history. So I want you to see that every disappointment, the disappointment of Mbaka by politicians have made him start standing with the poor masses. Even though he is claiming that he has been with the poor masses since, no. If you can settle him, in fact, there is something he said in this, that none of them have even asked him to bring somebody for employment. That none of these politicians have asked him to bring people to be employed, that nobody is even cleaning gutter in the name of Mbaka with Hope Uzodinma or even with Buhari. That means they didn't give him employment slot. He said it, that he was not given any employment slot, that he knows not, that his hands are clean. So these are the things they do. So if they had given Mbaka employment slot and he's able to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, give them a job through Hope Uzodinma or through the presidency, he will never come out to criticize. He will never come out to criticize them. Because if he criticized them, they will sack those people that he gave them to work, to those people they employed through him. So these are the things they do. Mbaka said that they didn't give him any slot for him to bring people, to give people employment. So which means if they have maybe given him slot for him to bring people to employ, in fact, Mbaka indirectly told us his anger. But the problem is our people don't pay attention to details. But he has indirectly told us his anger that he was used and dumped. So at this point, he's picking fight with all of them because they made him to lie against the Holy Spirit. And this is where I'm going to bring the end of this program. Unfortunately, it's already late night here. It's past 2 a.m. here. But I told myself I was going to host this program. And I even promised I was going to take calls. But if we take calls now, it's going to disturb my environment, calls here and there. So we're going to leave it for possibly tomorrow. And I hope to be back tomorrow. And I also promise that this weekend we'll be holding programs consistently. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll try as much as possible to come here live with Mazi Solomon Peter to bring more analysis on other rising issues. But why I decided to play this audio clip with you is for you to understand that the activities of ESN have been loved by even our own enemies. Even our own enemies are loving the work of ESN. People we did not expect will support ESN are supporting ESN. And today, in Ebonyi State, Ebubago was launched. And one Yoruba boy was discovered as a personnel of Ebubago. A Yoruba person was among the newly inaugurated Ebubago, and his fellow Yoruba person identified him and called him out and said, are you an Igbo man? I didn't know you were an Igbo man. So how come you are answering Yoruba name? So it's something to be investigated as well. So if you have details of, it's already, if you go to my page, you see it. It's on my page. Let me see. Let me see if I can get the details on my page of the Yoruba. The name of the Yoruba guy is Taiwo Akinfewa. If you go to my page, you see him, they circled his face with red. His name is Taiwo Akinfewa, a Yoruba person recruited in Ebubago security outfit. How many Igbos are in Amotekun? That is to tell you all you need to know. And I believe that over the weekend, all of us will be spending time together. His name is Taiwo Akinfewa. So if you have more details about him, you can come forward with it, because we need to expose the activities of these Eastern governors. Ebubago, according to them, is an indigenous security outfit. So how come you are bringing a foreigner? And if he's an Igbo person, is he an Igbo person born in Lagos with Yoruba parents? Or we need to get more detailed, and they need to give us explanation to that. So guys, join me over the weekend. We'll be spending good time together. And I want to say thank you for being part of this program. And I'm happy to host you. I want to say have a wonderful evening, and God bless you all.
Imana nwata chọba nke ya abọbụ ya achọ mmadụ mana nke nwa ka nwa na-achọ Chukwu okike bụ ị na-asụ Chukwu okike so ga-eje na onwere ife ndị ya ga-eme ebe fa na-egbutere gị na operation fighter dancing na onwere ife ọzọ fa ga-eme maka na ọchọ nke adị